This time some of the reminders which are there are basically for those who have been working on themselves, who have been confronting their reality and are ready to dig deeper, to understand really and not just go round and round. So it's very simple, but at the same time very basic. Jesus used to say, God is love. It's a very simple but very deep hint which is behind it. Let me bring an anecdote which was very valuable. There was one man coming to Baba Ram, and this man was saying, I want to experience God, I want to experience the ultimate truth, I want to come in to the understanding and realization of the soul, and he wanted help. So Baba Ram asked him one very simple question. Have you loved anyone? He said, I'm not interested in such things. I want to experience the ultimate truth. I want to experience the divine. I want to come to the understanding of the source. Baba Ram said again, tell me, have you loved anyone? Another human being, another fellow living being, a plant, and have you really, really loved anyone? The man said, I'm not interested in such worldly things. I am wanting something more deep, more special, more fantastic. Then it is said that Baba Ram started crying and said, if you don't allow the smallest experience of the divine, what you can experience in life, how can you experience the real divine? How can you experience the source if you are not really ready to open up? This is a very basic question what one has to bring to one's life. And in this, of the two reminders, I would ask you to bring this awareness into this, in your connections. Is there any connection which you have where you are not putting conditions, where it is not because you get something, because you judge and categorize and put in some way, and so it is somehow satisfying your ego? Is there one connection? And you should look in all your connections. When you are meeting somebody, when you are coming across anyone, where you feel you are friendly, you are loving, you are kind, bring the attention. Ask, is it really openness? Is there conditions attached to it? Is it with some kind of calculation? Bring the attention to this very basic factor. Because as you bring the attention, it will be also already making a big difference. Because you can see what are the factors which are working in you. And also indirectly you will come to realize what is preventing you from living the love. So bring the attention in every connection that you have. What are your inner processes? Are you really open? Are you really loving? Is there any calculation? Is there any judgment? Is there any undercurrent expectation? Is there any pride, prejudice, anything coming? And go in deeper with this and question, is there any connection in your life where you can say it is an unconditional way of being loving? Unconditional way of loving is not a blind idea of love. It is observing all the things which come up and not letting the calculations and the fears blindly overtake you. So it is not just trying to manage a so-called love and to prove as a new ornamentation for the ego that I am so loving. No. You will see that as you question and confront these issues, you will experience a different understanding of yourself, a different understanding of each other, where you see that love is arising when you are not trapped unconsciously in any of these factors which are working in you. So this is the one reminder. And the second reminder is connected with the same process. In every connection, we are normally expecting friendship, sympathy, understanding, love to come from the other. We are always looking who is sympathetic to me, who is friendly to me, who is loving to me, who is kind with me, who is attentive to me. So we are often unconsciously and automatically preoccupied with an idea of the I, and this I is looking outward. Let it be. Whatever is there, watch it. Notice it. Notice all these processes. And then look and ask yourself the question, am I ready to be loving? Am I ready to not go into expecting love from the other, but am I ready to share the love? Am I ready to live the love? Normally we are going almost like a beggar, waiting the other has to give us. But when your understanding deepens, you can say, I will be loving. Not because you gain some advantage from it. It is not any calculation. Because you see that it is the most natural way of connecting when understanding is there. So don't try to force a so-called love, but bring attention to these factors which will come up when you are in this awareness process with this. So in all the connections when you come across in the day-to-day life, at least every day in 5 occasions, take time deliberately to confront, to question and to bring the attention. Because this, when you don't realize what life really is. You don't live the life which you can live. This potential which is there of love, when you don't come to the awareness of it and live it, you are wasting your life. It may sound a little hard when I speak it like that, but try to understand it, because our not being loving is connected with misunderstanding about who we are and what we are, misunderstanding about the reality. So don't expect love to come from anybody. From your side, be conscious and be ready to allow a sympathetic, compassionate, loving orientation. Don't make it dependent on anything. Anybody be whatever they are. So these 2 reminders will be very supportive when you work with it. Now normally it is said for the Sesshin reminders, say work with it for 3 weeks or 7 weeks. I would say really work at least for 7 weeks with this orientation and play with it and see what it reveals to you. Because it's not a question of achieving something, but it reveals many things.